Hello guys, welcome to my new video, and it's that time of the year. Pick your mains for the new patch 8.3. And first of all, this video, I've done a lot of these before the new raid is released because a lot of people are interested to see what class I'm going to play. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking like, hey, if MadSkillz is playing this class, then maybe I should play it. Disclaimer, play whatever you want depending on what content you do, depending whether the meta affects you. I did a video about this before. And at the end of the day, I think if you play a class that you really enjoy, you're gonna have the most fun. On the other end, if you play a class that never gets invited, you might not have a lot of fun. So I don't know what the whole point of that intro was, but let's get started. So first of all, a lot of my videos, these type of videos, I just tell you what class I play at the very end. I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm not gonna force you to wait and watch all of this content. But before we go to the main section of the video, I am super proud to announce that for the first time ever, this video is sponsored. We made this, we did this, and it's sponsored by a company that is really well regarded, has amazing reviews, is used by millions of people worldwide, and it's Keeper. Keeper is a password management software that I've been using for the past couple of weeks, and it's been really amazing, providing convenience and security, because with Keeper you only need to know one password. This is my old password management software. It's a notebook. I used to have to flick through all these pages to try and find the right password to log into this website, and with Keeper security you only need one password. It's safe, secure, and really convenient way to manage existing and new passwords, because Keeper will auto-generate strong passwords for you when you want to log into the new websites. For example, if you want to register to a new website, it's very simple. It has browser extensions, it has Windows applications, it has mobile applications, so they're covering all their bases. And the best part about Keeper Unlimited, which is the paid option, is that it's going to sync your data across all the devices that you're using. When I use my iPhone, for example, and I want to log into an app, I just tap the password section from the keyboard. It brings me into the Keeper application and it auto-fills the section. So as a benefit to the channel, you can use MadSkillz coupon code at the checkout to get 25% off from your purchases if you decide to get it. And it helps out the channel. It helps me to create more of these videos. I think next I'm gonna have to be sponsored by a gym or something, because this is really not getting smaller. So just to get down to it, it's Holy Paladin. I'm going to be sticking with my Holy Paladin. Holy Paladin, I mained or I played in this Eternal Palace tier, and I'm going to be playing it in Nyalota. I feel there's a lot of thought that goes into this decision, because my decision is also based on what the guild needs. I'm not going to be playing Discipline or Holy Priest because there is a lot of Discipline and Holy Priest in the guild already. So that spot is already taken, and I've never really mained a Priest this expansion. I've made a Mistweaver, I mained to some extent a Resto Shaman, and I also kind of play Resto Druid in Mythic Plus. And I know a lot of people will say flavor of the month, you're only playing the best classes. Yes, that is kind of true to some extent. I was talking to my guild leader, I basically said, hey, I have a Resto Druid, I have a Resto Shaman, I have a Holy Paladin ready to go, essences are there, I can play them, which should I stick with? And the conversation really kind of stuck out to me, because I could be playing Resto Druid, but then he said, we don't want to be in a position where we have to decide between a good player versus a better class. And that kind of resonated with me, because it makes sense. At higher end level, there is going to be a certain sacrifices made if you play a class that's perceived to be not that great. And all of a sudden you might be a really good player. I'm not tooting my horn, I'm not saying I'm the best player or anything like that, but if you are playing with a class that's perceived to be worse, but you're a good player, there might be comparisons being made when they make these healer compositions or whatever. Do we bring a player who's good but playing a worse class, or do we bring a player who's okay but playing a better class? And when you have to make these comparisons, it's kind of sucky. So I have decided to play Holy Paladin. The stock, or investing into Holy Paladin stock, is very good at this point, considering that I feel there's going to be a lot more difference between a character that does raiding and a character that does not. For example, in 8.25, I had 5 characters. They were all 445 or something. Very high item level. Gear does not really matter. It's easy to acquire it if you can do that plus 10 Mythic Plus. And over time, you will get gear. There's not going to be a big difference between my main raiding character and my alts. But in 8.3, considering that you know, they're removing Titan Forging. It's all about corrupted items. Mythic Plus is not gonna drop the same item level as raiding, except your weekly chest. Weekly chest is going to be your main source of this high item level gear. But if you raid, you can get lucky and get really insanely gear really fast. On top of the fact that the last few bosses in the new raid, Nyalothar, are dropping the highest item level gear in the game. I think it's like 10 item levels higher than anything else. So that means if you decide to play a single character in patch 8.3, your raiding character is probably going to be your best geared character, which was not true in 8.25. So choosing the class, at least in my opinion, so again, disclaimers, play whatever you want, this is my thoughts, these are my opinions. Holy Paladin is a good investment. Look at the performance in raids. Even with the nerfs, they're looking to be one of the strongest raid healers. Their passive DPS is still strong. You have Devotion Aura, which is strong. You have no mana issues. In a lot of my videos, I always say, oh hey, Holy Paladin doesn't have any mana issues, and I just gloss over it. That is a huge bonus. It is so convenient not to have to ask for Innovate, so convenient not to have to ask for Blessing of Wisdom, something like that, not to have to worry about the mana consumption as a healer. While it's such a big bonus, especially for new players who tend to have mana issues. And if you look at Mythic Plus content, which I feel, if I raid with my Holy Paladin, I get higher item level gear, I get corrupted gear, maybe I get really lucky, then I go step into Mythic Plus. And in Mythic Plus, Holy Paladins are also looking to be like one of the top healers. Maybe they won't be better than Resto Druid, maybe they will on certain comps or certain affixes. In my opinion, Mythic Plus balance is looking to be battled between the top three. Resto Druid, Holy Paladin, and Mistweaver Monk. If you need a battle res, if you doing Mythic Plus during Raging Week, you can bring a Resto Druid. Suit is really powerful, battle res is really needed. If you have a comp where you have a, let's say for example, balanced Druid, so you don't need a battle res, you don't need maybe that utility or all of that utility, you can bring a Holy Paladin for that insane DPS. A lot of people have been talking about the new affixes or the new seasonal affix Awaken in terms of these lieutenants that spawn from pillars in higher keys. They're going to require a lot of single target damage, and Holy Paladin is the king of single target damage. It's going to be the best DPS healer because Resto Druids are getting Sunfire nerf and things like that. Or let's say you're running with an all melee comp, MDI teams will probably run with a Mistweaver because Mistweaver in speedruns is insanely powerful because 5% physical buff is really strong. If you have a coordinated massive pulse, Way the Crane can work really well. On top of that, Mistweavers are getting a lot of buffs and fist weaving is coming back. I strongly considered playing Mistweaver, but when I look at my essences, I've fallen so far behind. And honestly, I can't even play Mistweaver at this given point. And even if I wanted to play a Mistweaver as my main, I would have to spend a considerable amount of time grinding for essences. I feel that Blizzard is really messed up with the whole not making essences account wide. I feel in Blizzard's mind, they're looking at essences and they're like, we can't make them account wide because everyone will stop playing the game because they already have essences on all the characters. And I feel the opposite would happen. People will be more open to play characters that they haven't played before because they have those essences, because they were made account wide. I feel Mistweaver is going to be the most hyped up healer because there's a new playstyle, fist weaving is coming up, but I feel Holy Paladin is going to be still very, very strong for that raid environment and very strong for that Mythic Plus environment. In terms of secondary alts, and I know a lot of you people who have a lot of time to play, you won't be just doing the dailies with one character because 8.3 dailies are not looking that rough. They're looking like 3 hours per week or something if you wanna optimize your time. So there's definitely time to keep your alts up to date. And I feel I'm going to go with Resto Shaman as my secondary alt. I really thought about maining Resto Shaman in raids, but I was a little bit scared about Mythic Plus performance. I was a little bit scared about some of my essences and things like that. And I felt that after talking with my raid leader, Holy Paladin is probably going to be a better choice. But keeping Resto Shaman available as a secondary alt to come in for raid bosses where you need that spirit link, maybe there's a battle res totem needed as well, is going to be beneficial to the guild. So I am going to main Holy Paladin, and I know some people might hate it, some people might like it. I'm still going to be doing a lot of videos about all of the healers, but I will invest majority of my time into Holy Paladin. Then I'll be looking at Resto Shaman, and I really want to give Mistweaver a go, at least in that Mythic Plus with fist weaving build. I would really love to hear your opinions about what character you're going to main. And for the sponsorship, I'm really excited about the sponsorship. It helps me to make videos like these. I'm quite proud to be sponsored by Keeper as well. Let me know how you feel about this video. Let me know what character is your favorite for 8.3. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.